Hello, welcome to the next Cardiff Tri Pilates online video. Today we're going to do some Pilates for cycling exercises. We've done running and swimming, so we'll do cycling today. Focus a lot on hip mobility and our pelvic strength again. Hope you're all feeling all right with lockdowns going on. I decided to wear my Joseph Pilates top today that says change happens through movement and movement heals. He was a bit of a mind-body philosopher as well as exercises, so as developing exercises. So basically the message is to kind of keep going, keep moving, and doing what you can through these times. So today, the only equipment I'm going to use, I'm going to use a softball again, just for one part of it. So if you can get hold of a ball, it needs to be it's about at least 15 centimeters wide and a bit soft. And the bigger it can be, the better. It's not too small, because it'll be too much work for the hamstrings when you're doing it. Rolled up towel is fine, and if you haven't got either, you will be fine. It's just that you can activate some different muscles by using this balls, which is why we do it. But again, it's only for one part of the sequence. Okay, so let's get started. I'll pop some music on. Let's see, that's okay. And we'll find our Pilates position in standing. We'll put our feet together, we'll go out once, and then we'll take our heels out so that our feet are shoulder width apart. We'll scan through so we've got an equal amount of weight through our heels on our big toes, and your toes. So you can lift your toes up from the mat, plant your big toe, spread the feet, and then try and equal out so you've got the same amount of weight through all the toes. Rock side to side, and again try and come to rest, equal amount of weight through left and right. Squeeze the muscles in your thighs and around your bum, so if you feel like they're dropping in, try and pull out. Thinking about this diamond, the strength that you've got in your pelvis, you're drawing the two sides of your bones of your pelvis in like a belt. Your ribs are drawn down so they're not flared up. Shoulder blades nice and relaxed, and head floating up like a balloon. So you've got this little bit of tension in your lower tummy muscles as before we start. Okay, we're going to hold that position, and as you exhale, you're going to drop down into a squat. Come back, pressing forward through your hips and at that pelvis. Okay, we'll go again. We'll do a few more. What we're trying to do is to warm up your hips. So you might find to begin with, this feels comfortable, a short squat, more shallow squat. What I want you to try and do is to see if you can push a little bit deeper every time. Keep your feet grounded. So think about those toes, the equal amount of weight through your toes and your heels. You're going to push up through your heels and feel that tension around your pelvis. Good. This time you're going to try and press even deeper. Okay, so it's trying to get as much flexion in your hips. Your knees are not travelling in or out. They're staying in line. And that nice bit of tension holding in your thighs. Good. We'll do two more. Lovely. So this time we're going to go a little bit wider for our squats. So we turn our toes out, turn our heels. Maybe we'll do one more where we turn out the toes out a little bit, wherever you feel comfortable. And again, we're going to just drop down into a wider squat. For this, trying to pushing your knees effectively backwards behind you, squeezing the muscles of your bum as you do so. Trying to get our hips through their full range of movement. Wherever you place your hand wherever you feel comfortable. Sometimes you feel comfortable on the pelvis themselves. We'll do two more. Last one, try and drop slowly sinking down to the mat, and then come back up. Okay, we're going to drop halfway. You can place your hands on your pelvis as well, just to feel that stability. And if you're tilting forward and back, try and correct it. Just going to lift your heel up from the floor. We lift the left and the right. Left and the right. Good. We'll drop a little bit lower again. Left heel, right heel. Left heel. One more each side. Good. Now we'll come back up. Okay, we're going to turn the left foot to the wall and the right foot behind to about 45 degrees. Okay, we're going to come out into this sort of warrior pose. So arms nice and straight. You're going to push this knee nice and straight into the back behind you, and you're just going to drop and lunge forward. Okay, we'll turn to the front and reach your arms up, and again reaching up into the sky, pressing that back knee nice and straight. Good. You're going to take your left hand, because it's your left leg that's forward, down to the inside of that left foot, and you're going to reach up to the sky, and then bring that right arm over your head. Good. We're going to stay there and hold. See if you can bring the left arm up to move, up to your ear, and then come back up. We'll turn, facing forward, and take your right hand to the inside of your left leg, and the left hand reaching up to the sky as you rotate towards the left leg. Come back to the middle. We'll come up, left arm forward, drop into that lunge. See if you can go a little bit further this time. You're going to look down the line of your middle finger, turn the palm up, reach the palm up to the sky, and the back hand down that back leg. Lovely, and then press that front leg back. Now turn your left foot forward, and the right foot with this ball to the wall. And the 45-degree angle, straighten out your hips, maybe go wider if you need to for it to balance. Press that back knee in, hold that, feel the stretch across your thigh. Hold in this position, arms out for the warrior pose. Good. You're going to take your right hand to the inside of your right leg, and then reach over with your left. Hold that position. And just breathe through it. Good. You're going to bring that right arm up, and we'll stand up. We'll rotate to the front. This time you're going to take the left hand to the inside of the right leg, and rotate to look up to the ceiling. Just squeeze and hold this position for a count. Back to the middle. Back will reach up, and then we'll sink a little bit deeper into this pose, pressing that back knee straight as you can. Okay, bring your arm out in front. You're going to look down your right arm at that index finger, flip the palm up, and then follow the palm as you reach to the ceiling. And hold that for a few. Good. Back to the middle. Okay, we're going to rotate the legs back in. From here, nice wide stance. Okay, and we're just going to drop the hips forward, keeping the back nice and straight. Reaching your hands down to the floor, and ever so gently take a little bit more weight through your toes and stretching those hamstrings. And then we'll curl up. We'll bring them a little bit more narrow, and we'll go again. We'll reach down. You can take your hands to the floor, and then take a little bit of weight through your toes, aiming your bum up. Roll up. One final one this time, taking your arms out to the side, drop forward. We're going to bring both hands, scooping the floor. And then you're going to grab hold of each elbow. So the hand grabs hold of the elbow. You're going to rotate. Look underneath your right elbow. Back to the middle. And rotate. Look underneath the other side. And then let go. And we'll travel back. Roll those shoulders back. Okay, a little bit more work on our hips as well to try and keep that nice and flexible. So we're going to drop down now, wiggle your feet and adjust them as you need to, what's comfortable for you. You're going to try and take your bum all the way down as close to the floor as you can. And with your elbows, so you might be here, that's fine. You're just going to press those knees out, back behind you. So you're just going to hold that position. And then take the hands down, come back up. Okay, we'll go down again. Sinking your bottom down to the floor. You're going to press those knees with your elbows pressing away. This time you're going to hold that balance. See if you can take your hands behind your head and hold that position as you press your knees back nice and wide. Okay, hands behind you as you lower your bum and sit down on the floor. I'm going to stay in this position. The legs are going to stay nice and wide. You're going to let the left knee drop out to the side and the right knee drop to the middle. We'll bend that knee a little bit more. Keep your hands on the mat, that can help you give you that support. And then we'll rock to the other side. We'll do a few like this to begin with. Some nice mobility in your hips. Okay, we're going to take our hands away. We'll do the same again. Go to your right and then to your left. We'll go to the right and we'll stay there. So you should find that you're in a bit of a 90 position. We'll just reach forward. Come back up. We'll flip over. Reach forward. Come back. Okay, so for the next step, we've warmed up our hips and we're going to do that a little bit more dynamically now. So if you need to do little adjustments to get yourself comfortable as we go along, that's fine. We'll start off with the hands on the floor to give you a bit of support. We're going to rotate to the right. You're going to come up onto both knees, hips pressing forward. You're going to step the right knee, the right foot through, then the left foot, so we're in a deep squat. Then we're going to put the right foot, the left foot back down, back onto our knees, our bum, heads to the wall behind. We're going to rotate both our hips to the other side. Come up to this high kneeling, left foot, right foot, down. Take the bum behind you. Okay, we'll do that just as a bit of a movement flow to begin with. And I'll use my hands just to help me on that rotation. Okay, this time, if that was okay, see if you can do it without using your hands. Now place your hands up in the air nice and high. Catch it up with me. You're holding that rhythm. Your bum always goes to the back, so if you feel like you're rolling and facing the other way, bum should always go sort of behind you. Rotate. Do one more on each side, okay? Can't remember which way we started. Let's do one more. Movement. take your bum down. Okay, let's have a little drink. We're on our backs, so just swivel yourself round. You've got using a headrest, just place it behind you if you need to. That's before we go down. So from here, sitting nice and tall, knees bent, arms out in front. I just want you just to roll. We're just going to get some, loosen up the low back now. So you're going to roll down. Imagine that you're sticking one vertebra at a time down onto the mat, halfway, and then roll back. Ladder reach in as well. Just roll down halfway, grow tall, reaching up. So just reducing any tension or stiffness in our low backs. Good. Okay, this time we'll go all the way down onto your backs. Straighten out your legs. Again, you're going to just have a quick scan through and focus on this strong core, that strong pelvis, not letting your back arch or dome out. So from here, we're going to go into the teaser to try and mobilize our spine, adding that bit of strength. So you're going to lie down nice and flat, lift your arms up above your head, scoop the arms round. You can bring them to the side. They can help you if you need to press down, but try and use your core as much as you can, just to peel yourself up, reach overhead and reach forward. Don't worry if you can't get down to your toes, just reaching forward. Okay, then we're going to roll all the way down again with that leg straight this time. Arms float overhead, bring your arms to the side, exhale, you draw yourself up, reaching up and reaching forward. Let's do a few more of these teaser movements, they're called. And if you need to use your arms to help you, that's absolutely fine. Trying to think about mobilizing and peeling that spine up from the floor, and then stretching out the hamstrings as you reach forward. Let's do 2 more. Just let the movement flow through. So roll down, arms up, arms circle, draw up, reach up and reach forward. 1 more, roll down, arms up, let them circle, peel up, reach up, exhale and reach forward, and then we'll roll back down. Lovely. Okay, so come into that rest position on your back. We'll scan through. You're going to bend your knees so both feet are flat on the floor, shoulder width apart, neutral pelvis. So keep a check that this belly button is drawn down into your spine, that we're not doming or bulging in our tummy muscles as we do these exercises. Pull this down a little bit. Okay, and the ribs are nice and soft and shoulder blades relaxed onto the floor. So we did this, I think, in the first class. You're going to keep your left knee still, and then you're going to let the right knee drop out to the side. Okay, so we're going to let that one knee drop out to the side and back in. We're going to stay working on the same knee, so we'll stay working on the right leg, out to the side and back. Imagine your pelvis has got 2 headlights at the front, and you want those headlights to still be pointing upright, not tilting out to the side. In the meantime, also think about this leg, the stabilizing leg, staying completely still. Okay, let's change legs. Again, focus on those headlights pointing up and drawing in. 2 more. Okay, so we're going to let your left leg float up to this tabletop position, and then your right leg follows. Okay, so both your hips and your knees are 90 degrees. Okay, so those table headlights are still pointing up, and you're just going to let your left knee come out to the side and back in. When you look down, you shouldn't be able to see your foot, so don't let the knee rotate. So keep the foot in line with your knee. Okay, so you shouldn't see it disappearing and coming back into view. We're going to do the same leg repeatedly, a bit of endurance work. Okay, so we'll do another 4. Good. Let's go for 10 on the left knee now. 1, 2, 3. So keep an eye out whether you're rotating. Keep those feet in line with your knee. Last 3, 2, and 1. Right, we're going to come back. We're going to stay in this double tabletop position. Okay, so we're going to work on a bit of endurance on our hip flexors and our lower tummy muscles. So stay here. Bring your hands to your side. And you're just going to hold this double tabletop position. Those core muscles are engaged and that belt is switched on. We're going to take a breath in as we beat our hands for a pulse of 5 as we inhale, and 5 as we exhale. I'm going to exaggerate the breathing. So 5 as we inhale, 5 as we exhale. 2, 3, 4. So just holding this perfect double tabletop position. Thinking about those lower tummy muscles. They're not bulging up into like a dome. And just focus on keeping that core engaged as we breathe and hold this position. Keep going. Good. Okay, we'll give you a little bit of a break. You're going to hold this. We're just going to lower. You should start to feel it probably in your thighs and hip flexors now. Lower to tap, but come back up. Right leg, left leg. We'll just do a few taps. Before we go back into the abdominal work. Good. Okay, we'll bring both legs down to the rest position. I'm going to turn the next one. Okay, you're going to lift your arms up 90 degrees and then draw a nice circle with your arm, mobilizing your shoulders. We'll go again, 90 degrees, draw a circle. Check those ribs are not lifting up or you're not arching at your back. Okay, and we'll lift the left leg to tabletop and then the right leg. So we're at that double tabletop and we'll draw those circles. Hold, thinking about that nice strong core and pelvis. Exhale as we come up. Inhale as your hands come in. Exhale, inhale. Right, as we exhale, you're going to extend one knee. Imagine you've got like a light switch in front. You just want to tap that light switch off. Okay? So not too low. You're just lengthening the leg, lengthening the knee. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Hold that. Slowly lower. Okay, have a little drink. And then we'll go into a little bit more abdominal work. So from here we'll take our hands behind our backs and we'll lift up to the abdo prep. So that's taking your shoulder blades up from the mat, deepening the connection between your ribs and your pelvis. Okay, let's do 6 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll hold it here. You're going to lift your left leg up in the air and then the right leg to join it. Okay, you're going to hold this position. Our hands are behind our head and you're going to reach the hand forward as you reach the left leg down and back. Right leg, left leg. You're going to stay here, keep that connection, keep those shoulders lifted. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're staying here. Again, we're not going to go too low. Imagine you've just got that light switch and that you're reaching for that light switch. So hold the abdo prep position. Reach both legs forward to that light switch and your arms down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. And then slowly back down. Okay, one more set left for your abs. Okay, we're going to lift your left knee up. Okay, we'll come up to the abdo prep and we rotate to the left. Okay, let's do that repeatedly. So we've done 1, this is number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold and just squeeze, even bring your knee a little bit closer, so squeeze and hold that connection. Good, and back down. Let's change sides and let's go for 8. So abdo prep, the knee comes up, you're going to rotate towards it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is number 8. You're going to try and deepen that connection. Bring your ribs closer and that knee closer. Get that hold. Good, and back down. Lovely. Straighten out. Reach up for that stretch. Should feel those abdominal muscles working. Right, hug both knees in. If you've got any tension in your lower back. We'll take the headrest away and rotate onto your front. Okay, from here, both arms by your side. Press your arms into the floor and you push your hips down. So you should feel a little bit of a stretch. Your tummy muscles on the front there. Look up. Well, lift the head. Good. And back down. And then we'll reach back for your ankle. Okay, from here you're going to just push your foot into your hand, feeling that stretch across your thigh. And then we'll change sides. And then just give it that push for an extra stretch of your quads and shoulder. Okay, we're going to stay on the floor facing down. If you've got that towel, you can use it as a bit of a headrest for the first one. Okay, so facing the floor, try and just listen to my voice because I'd probably be looking up to tell you. So you're going to be facing the floor and you're just going to lift your head back from the floor. The hands are at both sides like a stick-up position, okay? So we're just going to work on this lift. So we're trying to tuck our chin into chest. And hold this nice straight line. The highest point of your head is here, so you shouldn't be looking up or down. Imagine someone's just pulling that head up. Exhale as you lift. Good. Now bring both hands and connect them in front of you, so you can rest your forehead on your hands, and then you're going to lift both your head and arms together and back down. Exhale as you lift, just draw in those lower abdominal muscles, so that you shouldn't be feeling that you're putting too much tension on your lower back. Okay, for the next one, have a little rest while I talk you through. We're going to lift, you're going to hold, you're going to reach the arms forward, you're going to bring them out to the side, turn the palms up, reach round your back, see if you can get to your bottom, squeezing at your shoulders, then bring your arms all the way out in front of you again, back to the forehead and down. So that's the breaststroke movement. Okay, so you're going to lift up as one unit, head and arms, reaching forward, arms to the side, palms facing up, round your back, give them a squeeze. Exhale then as you bring your arms back forward, back to your forehead and down. Okay, let's do another 3 of these. Lift, reach, collarbones nice and long, bit of a squeeze in your shoulder blades. Reach out, back to the forehead and down. Inhale to prepare, we'll exhale as we lift, reach, arms round, turn the palms up, squeeze at your shoulder blades, reach out and back. The last one, lift, reach, back and squeeze, draw up, straight, and back down. Well done. Okay, just check. You're going to press up onto your hands and knees, knees nice and wide, and then drop back into that child's pose. Try and push your chest down towards the floor. Okay? You can feel a bit more of a stretch in your lats here. Good. Come back onto all fours. I'm going to do a bit of that cat movement. So starting at your pelvis, arching up, and then look up to the ceiling. Start the movement at your pelvis. We're going to ripple through as we arch your back. And you're going to look down between your knees. Stick your bottom out. And then looking up, ripple, and back up. Good. I'm just going to have a look where I'm at on time. 33, fine. Okay. So the next movement is going to exercise at your hamstrings. You want you to try and use the ball if you can, or the towel if you've got that. If you haven't, then just do without, but trying to keep that bend. So that's what you'll get from using this ball. Okay. So you're going to take the ball and pop it behind your knee. So you're using your hamstrings to hold this. Okay. So you usually find when you're trying to find that sweet spot on the bike that you feel like that's the time when your hamstrings kick in. So that's what we're trying to kind of mimic here with this exercise. So on all fours, okay, again a neutral position with your pelvis and your core muscles drawn up into your spine. Okay, bit of pressure. If you've got struggle with your hands, with your wrists, just try and keep the pressure onto your fingers. Don't let your wrists sink down, or keep your shoulders forward so they're stacked above your hands. Okay, so from here we're going to lift our left foot up to the ceiling. Okay, and then we'll bring it down and we can bring it through, so we're getting an extra squeeze of that ball or towel. It's an extra squeeze. This ball's just kind of have to to make sure it's right in the middle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're going to hold that there. Don't put it down yet. I'm going to take the ball, leg out to the side, okay? We'll do that for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is quite an intense workout on your hamstrings and glutes. So really holding that squeeze and that tension. Okay, this time, don't put it down yet. Keep it up, keep that squeeze on, okay? Keep that intensity. You're going to take the leg out to the side. Go like this, out to the side. You're going to rotate your hip and finish up with the foot pointing upward, and then bring it back in. So it's a big circle, out to the side, rotate so that the foot's pointing up, and then we bring it back in, okay? So we'll do, let's call this number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. And relax that down. We'll do the other leg before we stretch again. Okay, so again, stick that ball, hook it under the knee, and again, this lovely, nice, it just intensifies the work of your hamstring. If you're doing it without the ball, the main thing is to try and keep that knee bent so that you're not straightening your leg. Also, as you lift up, seeing if you can keep your pelvis flat. What you'll want to do is this, yeah? So you're going to try and keep, it's okay if you'll get a little bit of an arch in your back. It's very hard to minimise that, but you're better off getting this little bit of a drop than over rotating, okay? Problem when I talk is I forget how many I've done. I was going to do 8 on each one. This is my weaker leg anyway, so we can do a few extra. Should we do 2 more? Good, and then we'll go out to the side. Okay, so this is where you'll feel that your pelvis wants to rotate. You've got to fight that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so don't put the knee down, you're going to keep it up. Keep those hamstrings kind of burning a bit now, maybe. Okay, so out to the side, then you're going to rotate so that the foot's pointing upwards, and then you're bringing it back in. So the whole of your hip, as much range as you've got. Don't force it beyond what you feel capable of moving. It's all about the strength work here as well, more than mobility today. Actually, we do a lot of mobility, but just for this one. You know your body and how it moves. Kind of just go with it. You don't want to feel too uncomfortable doing these exercises, apart from the discomfort of feeling the muscles working more than straining your joints. Okay, no idea. Let's do 2 more. Sure, we've got to close to 8 now, isn't it? Good, and then back down. Oh, really feel it. If you are using the ball or a bigger towel, the big towels are quite good. So you'll really feel it in your hamstrings. A really good workout, really. Okay, so from here, flex at your ankles. You're going to push back into this downward dog position. Oh, I can feel that, those calf and hamstrings now. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll just march in this position. Loosen them off. we'll go nice and wide. Work those hamstrings a bit more. You're going to take your left hand to your right leg and forward. Opposite hand to the other leg. I said that wrong then, so that's, doesn't matter. Okay, so you're reaching and tapping back. And as you do so, you're going to push with the front hand and then try and push the back heel down into the mat. So you're getting a bit of a stretch in your hamstring and you're feeling your arms working. 2, 3, 4. Good. Bring the legs a little bit more narrow. One final press and stretch, and then bring those knees back down. Okay, have a little drink. I'm going to check where I am for time. YouTube doesn't like if I go close to the hour. Won't upload videos, so I have to try and keep it around 50. We're okay, right. So from here, I'm going to hold this on all fours again, okay. Bring your hands a little bit further forward than your shoulders, okay. And then you're going to flex your ankle and come up into this hover and then out into a plank position. You might for this want to bring your feet a little bit wider to give you that bit of stability, okay. We're going to take our weight onto your right arm, okay. If you want to do this, if you're not comfortable because you've done a lot on your wrists, come down into a forearm plank as opposed to the high plank if you prefer, that's absolutely fine. So you're going to stay in your plank position. You're going to take weight onto your right arm, trying to maintain that pelvis. You're going to take your arm out, your left arm up from the floor and touch your opposite hip. Okay, we're going to hold it for a few breaths. And then bring it back down. Okay, so you're going to change sides. You're going to slowly lift off the right arm, keeping that sort of square to the floor position. Take your arm and hold it onto the opposite hip. I'm going to hold it. 2, 3. Come back down. Okay, we're going to do the same again. Left arm, opposite hip. You're going to hold this nice strong plank. Engaging that core. That's where you want to focus on. Good. And change arms. 2. Ooh, drop in there. 3. Good. Hold that position, bending your knees, and then drop back down. Okay, we're going to do that in a slightly bent position to go into that hover. And I want you to try and keep your knees in as much of a 90-degree position as possible rather than travelling forward. So you'll really feel it around the muscles around your kneecap here. Alright, so on all fours again. This time stack your shoulders over your hands if you're feeling that your wrists are having a bit of a battering today. We'll do a bit of a stretch in a minute. So flex your ankles. You're going to come up into this hover position. So don't go too high. I think you can kind of see that. So your knees are just kind of hovering a little bit of the floor. So you're going to hold this as you extend one leg out behind. And bring it back. Stay in that hover though. And you have to try and keep this 90-degree position. That's the challenge. You'll want to travel forward, press forward, but your quads, try and get them to engage. I don't know if I held it firm to hold it here. Let's do one more each leg. Oh, coming up higher. So the lower the hover, the more of a challenge it is on your quads. Do one more. Good. Knees down, and then relax back. Ooh. going to do some stretches now. I'm going to stretch quite a bit today. Just try and get the mobility of your hip. So you're going to bring your right foot through underneath you. Just that kind of 90-degree position. The left leg's going to slide back, and then you can either stay here because that can be enough of a stretch for the hip, or if you've got a bit more range, you can drop further forward, kind of in this kind of position. Okay, this is fine if you're feeling it there. Good. Holding it there. I'm going to change legs, so slide the other leg through, the foot round to the side, sliding back, drop down and hold. So hip mobility is really important for cycling, to get that range, comfortable range, freedom of movement in your hips. And if you're doing a lot, you'll start to notice that your hips might start to feel quite tight. Good. Okay, so from here, you're going to bring your right leg through, left leg behind. You're going to just lunge forward, feeling this stretch. Cross your hands over your chest. You're going to rotate away from the side that you're stretching and kind of lean away from it as well. So you're trying to increase the stretch. Good. Drop a little bit further in. This time that left hand comes around. See if you can get a hold of that left knee and travel forward. The arm that's at the front, your right, can drop down to kind of increase that stretch. You can press the chest up to the floor and just try and elongate it. Feel that quad. Good. Let go. So both hands at the front. I'm going to turn so you can see. And just press that front knee out as you press forward a little bit more. So you're rolling onto the outside of your foot. Good. We'll change legs. I'm going to put my left leg forward and then lunge. Crossing my hands, turn to the left and then rotate. So you're feeling that stretch all along the right hand side. Good. Reach back for your foot. See if you can bring it up to your bum. Squeeze your bum muscles, that kind of helps with the stretch as well. And then you're going to slowly drift forward, increasing the stretch in your quad. See if you can take your hand down to the floor. You might not be able to, so if so, just put your hand on your knee and press the chest up. Otherwise, take it to the floor and press the chest up. Good. And let go, both hands down, and see if you can roll onto the outside border of that front leg. We'll go onto your backs. And we'll stretch our lower backs out. A nice stretch is the happy baby pose. So you take both hands, grab onto the inside of your feet, bring your feet high up over your chest, hold in this position, seeing if you can just straighten out your legs. Let them drift wide as well, taking off any tension in your lower backs. Good. So from here, you're going to take your left hand and hold your right knee. Okay, so you can hug that in, opposites. Your right hand is going to hold your left foot underneath, This is coming up towards your butt. And you're going to push that left knee down to the floor and hug the right knee in. You should feel it in your glutes on one side and in your outside part of your quads on the other side. Okay, so my left hand is on my right knee hugging in, my right hand is on my right foot that's under here, and I'm pushing the knee down. Good. We'll change sides. So right hand to left knee, and hug the left knee in. Left hand holds the right foot, and it tucks underneath towards your bum. And you're going to push both one knee up into your chest and the other knee down to the floor. You should feel it more on the outside part of your quads there. then relax. Okay, we're going to come into a nice rest position, nice switched off. And just try and relax, let go of any tension that you're holding in your body. Okay, we're going to do our breathing today with your knees bent, arms nice and wide, and you're going to drop both knees over to the left. It's up to you if you prefer to have your both legs together and drop, or get your legs wide and then drop your left and your right, so you're just feeling a bit of tension or tightness on one side of your ribs. Okay, from here, just switch off, try and relax, try and let go of your muscles. And you're going to breathe through that. We've done some breathing over the past couple of weeks. Okay, so you're going to inhale through your nose, pushing the breath deep into your ribs, trying to get them to expand as you hold this slightly rotated position. A nice deep breath in, and then exhale, exhaling fully. Okay, so you feel those ribs drop, they don't stay up in the air. Keep going with those couple of breaths. Eyes closed, nice and relaxed. Let the floor take up the weight of your head and your shoulders. And imagine that your knees are sinking down. Okay, we're going to bring our knees back to the middle. Okay, and you're going to take your your knees over to the other side, so it's my right. You can start with your knees wide, and you should feel that you've got the stretch down the opposite side. Okay. From here, we're going to again take that nice deep breath in, inhaling through your nose, expanding at your ribs, and then exhaling fully, using your diaphragm. It can get quite tight, diaphragm, especially if you tend to hold your breath when you're putting in efforts. And as you use your diaphragm, you're activating your pelvic floor muscles at the same time. It really helps to improve that control around your back. Good. And then we'll finish off back in a nice rest position, knees in midline, straight, or dropped out to the side, whichever's comfortable. And I'm going to do a few deep breaths here, feeling those ribs expand, and then coming back together. And feeling your back softening into the floor. Okay, this time, as you exhale, do it so with a big sigh. And bring back to whichever room you're in. We did all right for time, so hopefully you found that okay, and that you're doing all right, and just keeping your hips nice and mobile and feeling better for that. Okay, take care now, and I will see you next week for the next Pilates lesson. Okay, bye.